We are live. Salute everyone. Welcome to the Heal the Ring podcast here, Sports Jedi Network YouTube channel, and on the playback where we actually show you the footage. What's going on, everyone? It is Monday Night Raw. We are live at the watch along. This is the watch along kickoff on YouTube, on playback, on X, and of course, Rumba. So we got a lot to talk about. This is a week of professional wrestling that is going to be so exciting. Up and down the whole world of professional wrestling, guys. We kicked it off yesterday with All Elite Wrestling. They had their pay-per-view Revolution. We streamed it here on the Heal the Ring on the playback. You got to watch it. Everyone's saying the worst main event in AEW's pay-per-view history. They have a lot to clean up when it comes to the All Elite Wrestling program. I mean, my goodness. I personally did not enjoy it. That's not my cup of coffee. AEW is not my cup of coffee. I'm going to say this one time, and I'm going to keep saying it. I try to give it a shot. Last pay-per-view that I invested my time and purchased was the one where Swerve Strickland got hit with the injection by Hangman with the needle in the cage. Although I did watch some of the Orlando pay-per-view, World's End. I thought that was pretty decent, believe it or not. But I gave it another shot, and I try, guys, but that's not my cup of coffee. I am not a fan of that product. I am not a fan of that company. I was totally felt like I spent 6 hours of a wasted time from 7 o'clock that we went live, and I believe the stream ended at around 12:30. That's not for me. I'm sorry. All Elite Wrestling is not for me. You sickos could have it. You guys could enjoy it. I just can't get behind anything that is there. It's not entertaining. Just the psychology, the Omega match. I just want to give my thoughts on Kenny Omega to Takeshita. Good match. But the psychology of the ending of the match, you hit him with so many knees to the head. You get hit with knees in the head. With all the different Wing Eagle, Falcon Arrow, this and this and that, and the crucifix roll-up gets the victory. And I understand that you want to keep Takeshita hot and don't want to get defeated with a finish because then you bury a younger talent. But you have to. There's a way of doing it, but not after you hit a couple knees to the temple in a row, and then he kicks out, and then the next move is a roll up, and you get the victory. It just there's such a disconnect. Where are the producers in that company to say, psychologically, how does that make sense? There isn't any, and that's my disconnect with the company. The placement of the card. No, the way they place the matches in the card, they cram too much matches in one event. I get it. You want to justify your $49.99 charge for your audience, and you want you want your fan base to see all their favorites on a pay-per-view, but sometimes you don't have to put everyone on the card. There was no reason for a couple matches there. There was no reason for the Outrunners to take on the Hurt Syndicate. There really was no match. You could have had that as a main event for Dynamite. You could easily show that on Dynamite main event. That match was so lackluster. It just felt like it was a filler, wasting time. Especially, the placement of the card. You didn't let people breathe or get excited for the match that they just saw. They kept rushing next match, and the visuals of the Crimson Mask. You had like about 3 matches with Crimson Mask which was fine. That Tony Storm, Mariah May needed to be a bloody feud. You could even say the cage match because they're locked in a cage with metal, and they're raking their foreheads across the cage. I get it. That's something that needs to be done. That's fine. I get that there. But everything else felt a little forced, and you could have spaced that. You could have had that cage match either to open the show and have the women close, especially when everyone remembers you. You know, you always remember the last thing of an event. That's why I told you on Evolve on Wednesday when Kaylee Armstrong came on the microphone and stole the main event for the men. That's the last thing I remember from Evolve. Last thing we're going to remember is that terrible finish with Moxley. And reports are coming out, and this is all rumors, this is all speculation. Reports are coming out that Adam Copeland didn't want to take the pin. Adam Copeland had Christian in the match, didn't want to take the pin. Moxley didn't want to relinquish the title either, knowing that this story is one of the worst storylines that AEW, you know, I know we can talk from both sides of the mouth when we say AEW doesn't want to do stories, but when they do one, we're all over it. Oh my God, let it die with the Death Riders. I don't know what's the end all game on the Death Riders. Was it supposed to be Shane McMahon was supposed to come in here and take over the company with Moxley, and they put the cart before the horse, and now they're just letting it die. Let's just go with it. And look, that's what it feels like. It felt like this was like an NWO takeover with Shane McMahon coming in to be alongside of Moxley in that group, and oppose the Bucks, the EVPs, the Bucks, and Tony Khan probably was going to be an on-air talent, and they were going to have that kind of power struggle to trying to take the company back and gets people to rally. But then it just fell apart. There was no Shane McMahon. They had wishful thinkings, and the storyline isn't going anywhere. I don't know. At this point, I don't know where the storyline goes with them, with Death Riders. Now we have Swerve Strickland, number one contender. He's going to go out there. So again, I'm going to say this. It's not my cup of coffee. I am not a fan of the company. I'm not a fan. I respect the performers, the men and women. They go out there and they put on a hell of a show. I'm not saying that's all there. It's not 100%. They're not 100% exempt, but it's not really their fault if there's bad creative and bad leadership. Now, if there's a few individuals that have creative control and they're in the ear of the owner and they're politicking, well, that's what the owner needs to address and put up front. But they have their own issues. I can't speculate. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. I'm only going by what the rumors and the hearsay and people say, speculate about what's going on in that company. It's just not my cup of coffee. But let's talk about tonight, Monday Night Raw. A lot of good stuff coming out of the WWE. One thing that's coming out of WWE, I don't know if they're trying to fabricate negative stories or gossip or scuttlebutt, was the Shinsuke Nakamura. They were saying Nakamura asked for his release. WWE is going to release him. I believe Shinsuke signed a new contract over the late summer, early fall. I believe he signed. I don't know if Nakamura is going anywhere anytime soon. To me, that's just another fabricated loss. Just because a wrestler loses the title doesn't mean that they're leaving the company or they lose a match. I mean, I don't know what's the rush of people want wrestlers to get once they lose a match, come over, jump ship to this company, where right now that company that we just finished talking about has issues, creative problems, creative issues. They're having a hard time selling buildings on a Wednesday. They haven't, their pay-per-views do well, but then what comes out of it? All the negativity out of it. Well, the main thing we're going to find out, the main thing negative we're talking about is how terrible that main event was, and a comment that a B-list celebrity said while being interviewed in the arena. That's what you got out of that whole revolution from AEW. Was that the negative comments from the actress and the terrible main event? No one remembered MJF Hangman Page match. No one remembered that the Rizzler was there, Costco guys, Jericho attacking Gravity. I mean, so many different things. No one cared. No one gave a crap. All they remember is that poor young lady, Damaris, the actress Damaris, who made that comment, and everything got blown out of proportion. And that's the one thing. The company can't help themselves. So now they want to fabricate negative stuff. What's going on? Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Well, what's going on? Salute to you. Now they're coming out with some negativity when it comes. They want to bring negativity that Nakamura doesn't want to be here. Then the other stuff with Shayna Baszler and Jade Cargill. I don't know what's the. What's the why harp on so much negativity or fabricate negativity or false accusation when they don't know the real reasons in the wrestling company? What, I don't get it. So we get a couple of extra views on your tweet, on your X. I don't get it. But let's talk about tonight. We focus too much on that harpy negativity. We got that great steel cage match at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, MSG, the home of my New York Knicks, New York Rangers. Yes, the city that gave birth to me. Yes, where I will have the privilege to be born in. Of course, it's Seth Rollins versus CM Punk in a steel cage match. Jey Uso taking on Grayson Waller. Is this the night where we're finally going to get Waller Theory split? Because, you know, that Jey is going to be on fire. Could we get that? Could we see that? We saw Grayson Waller yeet, and then we we saw him yeet, and Waller did not like Theory yeeting. So I wonder if that's going to lead there. We got a tornado tag team match. The New Day taking on Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee. AJ Styles calls out Logan Paul. Looks like they're going to head into a collision course, probably setting something up for WrestleMania between them. I can't wait to see that. Now, if you're on YouTube, at the top of the hour, 8 o'clock, we will end the stream. This is the kickoff. We wanted to talk with you guys. We want to make sure all our Heal the Ring, our wrestling watch-along, our normals, will get to know where we're at. We are now at the playback. So now we do all the watch-alongs on the playback where we actually show the video. We actually show the wrestling Monday Night Raw. We get to view it. If you're on X, you know us already. We're always going to be here, as well as on Rumba. The rest of the Heal the Ring crew will be joining me at the top of the hour. Some are in the chat. Some will be joining soon. And, of course, we ask you to join us and come on over to the playback. Become a member. It's totally free. It's just like – this is another platform just like YouTube, but it's the playback. It's the playback TV, playback app. You go and check it out. There's other content creators in here for basketball. If you like basketball or sports, we're one of the few, or the wrestling on the playback. So come on and join us. We have a good time. We have some great stuff. UFC. We had a great UFC 313 watch along. Did phenomenal numbers, phenomenal viewership. We met some great friends, some new subscribers, and we had some good time here as well. This Friday is a note. Here's a note. We're going to be reminding everyone all Friday long. On this channel, Heal the Ring podcast, on the playback, we will be seeing SmackDown. You'll be watching SmackDown. But on my other channel, on Sports Jedi Network, on the playback, TNA Sacrifice pay-per-view will be showing there. So we ask if you want to watch, or you want to watch both. You want to be hardcore, take them both and open up a split screen. Go ahead and do it, because I have two channels, and you can watch SmackDown and, of course, Sacrifice. I'm going to do both, but I'll probably watch SmackDown earlier in the afternoon because it's from Barcelona. So usually I get to watch the international shows a little earlier, or watch it live. I have that kind of connection. So yes, and then we'll get to watch it. So I'm glad to see that you guys are ready to go this evening. I'm psyched. I'm pumped. Don't forget tomorrow, NXT Roadblock. That's going to be a banger. Title for title, Stephanie Becerra versus Julia. Rumors has it that Mika Samamura is with NXT. Remember, she's going to retire soon at the end of, I believe, in May or April. So Mika Samamura, I would like to see Mika and Julia, or even her and Stephanie Becerra will be a hell of a match. Nate Dogg is in the building. What's up, yo? Nate is in the building. Salute to you, friend. How are you? Yes, he is in the building, ladies and gentlemen, live in the living color. We got a couple of minutes, got about 15 minutes on the. We have 15 minutes when we bring in the YouTube feed, and everyone from the Netflix feed, and everyone on YouTube will say goodnight. So remember, if you want to watch with us, YouTube, I cannot show you this on YouTube. You have to come to the playback. The link is in the chat. Hit the link, Playback TV. Well, you get right to the Heal the Ring podcast. You watch Netflix. You watch along with us. It's the same watch along. Only difference is you're going to see the view. We're going to be in a small little corner. We're going to comment. We're going to conversate. We're going to have a conversation We're going to talk wrestling, and we're going to see what's going on while Raw is going on live. So we ask you to join us. We encourage you to join us. We encourage to hear from you, everyone on X as well. So let's go. Let's get going. I hope you guys transition over to the Heal the Ring podcast here on the playback. So we want to help us grow this platform. Please help us grow this platform. We are counting on you. So we appreciate that. All right, we got about 15 minutes here. Major storylines. What do you like? What do you don't like? If you think there's more storylines when it comes to Bianca Belair and the Jade Cargill and the Naomi saga, or in that saga, what's going on there? Is Bianca still part of it? And she everybody likes a little bit of a plot twist. Or you think that Bianca is so uber babyface, they won't turn her. Sometimes you have to think, when it comes to creative, what's great for business. No one saw the John Cena heel turn in his final run. Now it's a must watch, because I'll bring it to Bianca. Tony, what's going on, Tony? Tony is in the chat. Salute, Tony. How are you? What's going on? Happy Monday to you there. Now, I was talking about what's great for business. John Cena's this heel. If some of the casuals or some of the John Cena haters, I guess you could say, why should I go? He's going to retire. Good riddance. He's going to come in with his shorts. He's going to do his 5-knuckle shuffle. You can't see me. He's going to play the hits. All right. Cena done it. Now a heel Cena, and you know that he's leaving at the end of the year. Even if you're a John Cena hater, you got to go in person to see what it looks like. You're intrigued to go to the arena or buy a ticket or purchase the Peacock for the premium live events, and now he's a must watch. John Cena now, if he comes to your town as a heel, and if he's advertised, you got to go see it, because you've seen the babyface John Cena, the hustle, loyalty, respect. Now you want to see this new heel Cena. We haven't heard any promos for him. We don't even know what it sounds like. We could have an idea what he might have been when he played the Master of Thugonomics. But this is This is an older, wiser, smarter, quicker on the promo John Cena as a heel. So I kind of want to see that, and it's must-watch TV. My point is, going to Bianca, I don't know if Bianca right now, with the way she's selling merchandise with the little girls and a young girl role model, they'll turn her heel right now. Right now, Naomi, because if you turn both of them heel, you're taking the spotlight away from Naomi. I kind of want Naomi to be elevated, and her as a heel run, for her, it will elevate her as that ultra bitchy heel. And I mean it with all love and respect. I don't mean bitchy in the mean way. I mean like nasty. That nasty, no more glow. That nasty Naomi. Personally, I said it before. I think I said it around in October. I was like, I want Naomi to turn heel. I remember when she lost a couple matches and she was getting frustrated. And I remember I was talking to Miss Gemma. She's part of our channel. Salute to Miss Gemma. I was saying, Gemma, I would like to see Naomi to turn heel. But one of her promos, I'm not Naomi. I'm Trinity. I want her to even get to that point where he's like, oh, damn, she's serious. Drop the glow, and now you're calling me Trinity. I would love for her to go and turn that whole entire demeanor, that seriousness, into Trinity for two. Just embrace it and let her go. Let that be that uber heel as Trinity. I think that will go over. That will go banging. And if we don't need it now, I think I was telling some of the guys on the Heal the Ring crew, we were talking, having that conversation. I said, you got Nia Jax there. You don't have to rush Nia Jax to her side right away. They're still their family. You could, their bloodline related family. You don't need to rush it. Talking about later down the road in months later. And I know a lot of people say, nah, keep Nia away from Naomi. I'm not saying right now, later down the road, because you want to establish Naomi as this major, massive heel right now. And you want her to be this top-notch heel, and I think that will work. I think she has that in her. I think Naomi Trinity has that in her, and I would like to see that going forward. That's why I don't think Bianca is part of this attacking Jade Cargill, but I do want to see in the ring. I want to see Jade Bianca have a conversation, a promo, find out did you knew about it, and have them, give us something where either she clears it up or not, and see what direction it go. I'm invested. I want to see where this story continues. That they don't have to give me everything all in one shot. I like the slow build. I love the slow build. I like the intriguing, the speculation, the guessing, and then when we get to the nice payoff, with patience, I'm all for it. You got me. You got me hooked, line, and sinker, invested in that female storyline. Again, you don't have to rush it. Slow and steady wins the race with me. A nice simmer, a nice slow build. To me, I'm all for it. Let's go. I'm ready for it. I can't wait to how that goes personally. There's a few things here. I don't know what they're going to do after WrestleMania or during WrestleMania. I personally also with Natalya. We know Natalya's going to cross over and go over to the NWA, the Crockett Cup. I've been saying something for Natalya for Monday Night Raw. I think Natalya should kind of revamp the Heart Foundation, but in a female Heart Foundation. You have Shayna Baszler. You have Zoe Stark. I think Natalya could be that mouthpiece to get, to have that and be the face of the fashion. Even if you want them to get nuclear heat. And I know Natalya is beloved in the locker room. I don't know if she wants to play that Uber heel heat. To her, it doesn't phase her, but I think she could get some TV time if she embraces, similar to the way her uncle did with that time with the just being that Canadian hero, embracing and bringing them, still borrow a little bit from the Heart Foundation when they had Pillman, when they had Bulldog, when they had Owen, when they had Neidhart, her dad, a little bit with the leather, bike with the jackets, and they were very pro-Canadian. I think if they revamp that, you get more investment, emotional, or more, especially for Zoe and Shayna, that they kind of need that. Natalya's always going to get the cheer because she's just a boat. People like to see Natalya with the glasses, giving the glasses. To me, I see Natalya kind of stepping into her like Bret Hart's show. Remember, Bret Hart was over, and then he got a little stale. And I'm not saying Natalya's stale. I think fans don't appreciate what she brings because they don't put her in a long story, storytelling, or in a program that is long, that or consistent. So now she's this heel with Canada, or I'm not saying Canadians are our heels, but right now there's this tension between USA and Canada. With tariffs, with the president and all that. Words, immature words between the prime minister and the president of the United States. Wrestling kind of borrows a little bit with some real time or current events. Have Natalya with that Canadian pride, and these ladies are aligned because you know what? I'm sick of here. We don't get opportunities. Kind of like saying that, kind of like Sergeant Slaughter going to Iraq, and I'm not saying they're giving up the American citizenship, but they're kind of like embracing, I kind of see where screw this country, we get nothing but we get nothing but booze. You get that major heat, or for Zoe and Shayna, they need something, because if they don't get any boo applause or any heat, they're gonna get released. Let's be honest with you. Shayna Baszler's a badass. I don't want to see her getting released. I want her to stay in the company. I don't want to see her going anywhere. I don't want to see Zoe Stark go anywhere. So I think if they put those ladies together with the Canadian angle, I think we got something cooking where we get some generated enthusiastic heat and so forth. Borrow a little bit from the past. Who's on here with me? I don't see a name.
Salute, Jedi. Salute. How you doing?
Hey, Chef. How are you, Chef? Did you get that cleanse from that? Oh my God, what a bad pray.
Dude, first of all, I gotta say, I love you, brother. We're never doing that again. Not for because of how bad the show was. It was what it was. I forgot it was daylight savings time. We lost an hour of sleep over that damn show.
Oh, I slept the day before, so that I know what you mean. It was look. I was talking about it earlier when I came on live, and I got to remind myself at 8 o'clock I got to say goodbye to YouTube because definitely we're on YouTube on the pre-show. I said it's just not my cup of coffee. AEW is not my cup of coffee. I tried it. We tried watching it yesterday. I tried watching it with Terrence that time when Swerve got the syringe needle in his mouth. I tried watching World's End in Orlando in December. That one was decent, but the other shows, even when the very first AEW, when Cody smashed the throne, I said this is a WCW copy and paste. It's just not my cup of coffee, Chef. No matter which performers it is, it's just the way it's booked, the way it's run. Nothing gets breathed. Everything is convoluted. Everything is rushed. Everything is like I've seen this before. It's telegraphed. It's just, it's not for me. That's it. I'm trying to be nice, and trying to be nice. It says I think AEW is not for me.
It's just not, and it's fine. But geez,
and you know what? Fans could fandom and watch and like what they like. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that other people should not like it either. I'm not wanting everyone to agree with me. It's just not my. That's why I emphasize to say it's not for me. I mean, the Kenny Omega, he's a great wrestler. Takeshita, great wrestlers. But that ending, he got hit with so many knees to the temple, and all these finishers, and then the match finishes on a crucifix pin, a roll up, a crucifix roll up. After you hit all these different moves, it's like, make it some psychological sense.
It's the backwards thought process, because it's like for a pay-per-view, you would prefer excuse me. Like, if you're gonna do that type of roll-up finish, do that during the week. That way, during the pay-per-view, you have those false finishes and it means something.
Yes. Every match had like 6 false finishes.
Convoluted.
Then the Crimson Mask, and certain matches deserved it. But the card placement was all whack. The women should have closed. You're in Los Angeles. It's a Hollywood ending. Why not close it out with them? Why is Tony Khan so afraid of? And we got 3 minutes because I gotta say goodbye to YouTube in a minute and a half. Finish it there. The only thing you remember about AEW, two negative stuff, is the terrible finish from the Moxley main event, and the poor lady that said the comment that's going all over. They're killing her, the actress, Damaris. They're killing her for just saying, and she botched the saying. She was supposed to be a saying that a wrestler already knows they're winning. I'm talking about in life, because she's performing in front of a crowd. But she said it wrong. Like, the wrestlers are, you already know in the back you're gonna, who's gonna win. And it's like, it sounds like and they busted open.
It sounded like you're killing the business, yeah.
But she's trying to say you're all winners because they're going to perform in front of people. They're going to please the crowd, regardless heel or babyface. And it came out wrong. And boy, did they ridicule her on Rick Busted Open. Even Mark Henry. I never thought Mark Henry spoke for profanity like that. He was really out of it. But guys, come check us out on the playback. The link is in the chat here. Please come on in over and tune in. We got a good one. And we'll see you guys here on the playback. Have a good night. Thank you guys on YouTube. We're staying here. We're staying here, X. We're staying. Let's go.